Good morning, thank you for joining me. This morning I'm going to read a story by Enid Blyton from this compilation of animal stories. The story is called The Kitten That Disappeared. John and Rosie had a kitten of their very own. It was 3 months old, as black as coal, with eyes as green as a cucumber. It was the merriest, lovingest, warmest little kitten you can imagine, and the two children loved it with all their hearts. It was called Fluffy, and it always came when he heard its name. It was very mischievous and loved to hide under the beds or under the chairs and pounce out at people's toes. Fluffy loved everyone, and everyone loved Fluffy. And then one day she disappeared. It was the most extraordinary thing. 1 minute she was playing with the two children in the kitchen, and the next minute she was gone. Mother was busy. It was Monday morning and she had a lot to do. She'd washed up, she'd done the laundry and put the dirty sheets and towels into the big basket for the laundryman to collect. She'd made the beds and peeled some potatoes for dinner, and all the time Fluffy had played about with the children, sometimes jumping up at Mother, sometimes trying to catch her apron strings as she whisked here and there. Then she was gone. "Mother, where is Fluffy?" said Rosie, looking around. "Hiding somewhere, I expect," said Mother, fastening up the laundry basket in a hurry because she heard the laundryman coming down the passage. "Fluffy! Fluffy!" called John, and there came an answering mew from somewhere, very tiny. Meow. "Well, she's somewhere," said John, and the children began to look under the dresser and under the stove. The laundryman rang the bell and Mother gave him the laundry basket. She shut the door so that Fluffy shouldn't run out if she were hiding somewhere, and John called again. "Fluffy!" But no matter how he listened, he couldn't hear another meow. No, Fluffy didn't answer at all. Rosie hunted under the bottom shelf of the broom cupboard, and then in the cupboard where the newspapers were kept, but Fluffy wasn't anywhere to be found. "Oh, Mother, Fluffy has quite disappeared," said Rosie, almost crying. "Don't be silly, darling," said Mother. "She must be about somewhere. She's just hiding. Perhaps she's slipped upstairs and gone under one of the beds." "But Mother, the kitchen door's been shut all the time," said John. "She simply must be in the kitchen if she's anywhere." "Well, she'll turn up all right," said Mother. "Don't worry. I haven't got time to help you now, but when I finish making the pudding for dinner, I'll have a look around. But I expect by that time Fluffy will come dancing out from somewhere." But do you know? She didn't. So when Mother had finished making the pudding and popped it into the oven to cook, she had a look around for Fluffy too. She put down the saucer of milk and fish for the kitten, and called her. "Fluffy, Fluffy, it's dinner!" But still no Fluffy came dancing out on black velvety paws. Rosie cried big tears. "Mother, it's magic! Some fairy has taken Fluffy away." "Oh, nonsense, darling," said Mother, laughing. "The fairies never do unkind things. Fluffy may just be in the garden." So they put on their coats and hunted all round the garden. But no Fluffy. They went to the house next door, but Mrs. Brown hadn't seen their kitten at all. They went to Mrs. White's too, but she hadn't seen Fluffy since the day before. Well, the children hunted and called all morning, but Fluffy was not found. They had their dinner, and they hunted again. "Never mind," said Mother. "Fluffy'll come out when she's hungry." "Oh, Mother, I don't think she ever went out," said John. "I don't really. 1 minute she was playing hide and seek with us and the kitchen door was shut. I know it was, and the next minute she'd disappeared." Although Mother put out a saucer of fresh milk in the garden, as well as in the kitchen, no Fluffy came to eat it, and Mother began to get worried too. She was very fond of the little black kitten, and she knew she couldn't think where it had got to. And then she realised. There came a ring at the kitchen door. Mother went to open it, and there was the laundryman, grinning all over his red, cheerful face. In his hand he held a box. "Good afternoon, Mrs. Jones," he said. "I just wanted to tell you that you had this sent to the laundry, but it seems quite clean and we wondered if you really did want it washed." He opened up the little box he carried, and in it, curled up, was Fluffy. How the children shouted and danced for joy. Mother stared at Fluffy in astonishment. "Whatever do you mean?" she asked the man. "Well, madam, when we opened your laundry basket at the laundry, we found this little black kitten fast asleep inside." "Good gracious," said Mother. "She must have jumped inside when she was playing hide and seek with the children. And I didn't notice her and shut down the lid. Then you took the basket away with Fluffy inside. We did hear a faint meow from somewhere, but she must have been in the basket by then." How glad Fluffy was to see the children again. How she pranced and danced on her 4 paddy paws. How she licked up her fish and milk. How she meowed and purred. What a fuss was made of her. "Oh, Mother, fancy sending our kitten to the laundry," said Rosie. "Suppose she'd been washed and ironed, whatever would she have thought?" "It's a good thing the laundry didn't wash and iron Fluffy, isn't it? She did have a narrow escape." Thank you for listening.